everybody, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, I'm KK, and it might be obvious by the background, but I love collecting Monster High dolls. Now, I'm sure you saw it in the title, but today we are going to be unboxing the iconic trio, the Hocus Pocus Sanderson sisters. And I'm sorry for doing this review so late. It's just I was just gifted these, so I know that they were released quite a while ago, but I haven't watched any reviews to influence my opinion, so all of these words are mine. But anyways, let's get into the unboxing. And so here's the exterior of the box. Now you can't really see it. This is the majority of the part where you can see it on the box, but the inside of it is really damaged, so I will show you that. But I do just want to mention that because I know these dolls costed a fair bit of money. I'm not totally sure on the price because once again these were a gift, but definitely these three dolls, from quality that I've seen, I don't think that their price was justifiable, and for their box to become seriously damaged is just a big issue in my opinion. But ignoring the damage, on the front of the box, as you can see, there are the three sisters. And this thing is too big to fit in my camera frame, but on one side of the box, we do get all three sisters. And on the other side, we do just get Disney's Hocus Pocus. And on the back of the box, we get the iconic cottage with steam coming up the chimney that's pink, the three sisters over here, and Binks in the corner. And one thing I will say, because I do know Mattel has been changing up their packaging lately, the box does open left and right. It's split kind of down in the middle, the same way that the Creatures box opens. And this box has a ton more detailing, but I do want to talk about the damage I was pointing at before. You couldn't really see it from the outside, but here you can see this whole crease along this side. There's a crease that goes down here, and obviously, as you can see, it doesn't sit flush anymore, and this top piece is bent as well. But otherwise, the back of the box, or the bottom of the box, just says Disney, and as you can see, more damaging. On one side of the box, Winifred just gets her own moment, and then Sarah and Mary get the other side. Sorry that I'm not giving y'all the best angle, it's just this box is super long, and my camera is not that high up. And lastly, here's the back of the box. It gives Hocus Pocus, Disney again, Sanderson sisters, and it just gives a little bit about them. This is all in English, so it's not actually in two separate languages, so it is actually quite a long message, but I do know a lot about these dolls, so I'm not going to read it, but you can pause to read it if you'd like. And not that I think anybody was wondering, but they do come with the plastic film. I did just take it off because obviously you can see this whole glare, but they do come with that as well. And because I know this is going to be a longer video since there are three dolls, I'm going to go cut them out on camera and come back to you once they're out. And here they are, completely unboxed. Now, I know in my past couple videos, I have an insane amount, I've complained about the unboxing experience of these dolls, but I will say, this 3-pack was super easy to unbox. There was just a few snips, and then the back of the heads that tie their hair in. That was all the unboxing was. It was super easy, and I loved it. And I'd also like to mention, they do come with, the certificate of authenticity. Now, I already put my box back together because I like to keep the box, and I didn't show you guys that, but it didn't say anything. It was just the standard one. And so, let's start with Mary. Now, to start off, there are so many new things about this doll, like the hair, the body shape, the hand mold. There is a lot going on. But to start off with the hair, now, I can assume that this is saran. Now, obviously, it's very hard. I can't move it. So I can't really feel what hair type it is. It is super heavily gelled, but I do think it is saran hair. It's purple and black, and it's insanely pretty. Her face, she's got some orangey, sparkly makeup, brown eyes, and then she also has this little smirk, which I think is a new face mold, although I'm not entirely sure. She also comes wearing these... Sorry about that. She also comes wearing these little skullette earrings. Now, all of them do have the same earrings, which kind of sucks since these are a collector's piece, but they all have these gold little skullette earrings. And now for her body type, for G3, this would be kind of like a standard body type, I'd say, but for G1, this is the first G1 doll with a plus size body. Now, I do think her outfit exaggerates it a little bit. Like, all of these pieces are way too big. There's a lot of room here around her bust area that makes the doll look a lot bigger than she is. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing, but I mean, I just feel like the outfit could have been a little more flattering. Like, I can pull this in, like, a super big amount, right? And I feel like no outfit should I be able to pull it that much, or, like, how much I can pinch that belt. Like, I don't know, I just feel like they made it way too big just to make her look bigger. And I'm saying, like, they should have just made the body bigger if they wanted her to look bigger. But aside from her body, she is wearing this kind of, like, gold chest piece that is very detailed. And all of her dress, her outfit, it's all one piece. It has this kind of satiny red bodice and then these spider web orange arms. And then it has a very heavily patterned skirt. It's like plaid, but with a bunch of moons and spider webs and spiders on the top with this little lace overlay. And she has these striped socks and then these little boots that have a lot of detail. Now, on the one heel, you can see it has the cage where those two boys were trapped in the movie. I don't remember their names, but I think that's what it's trying to kind of hint at. And then on the other side, now I've looked at this a little bit. I think it's meant to be the vacuum. I don't think it translates very well, but I do think it is supposed to be the vacuum. And otherwise, she just has a very traditional, like, boot-like shoe. And Mary also comes with this new hand mold. My camera does not want to focus on it, but they are the hand molds that are like regular hands with two fingers glued together and nails, and this one is a clawed version with the nails. And I'm really confused because they went through the effort to make new hands, yet they didn't paint the nails. But I will say, overall, I do think this doll is very cute. There's not a lot going on with her. Like, she looks very busy. She has the stripes, and then the plaid, and then the patterning on top, and then this lace detail, and then this pattern mesh. Like, there is a lot going on, but it's not actually a lot. It's a lot of printing and patterns rather than layering of actual accessories or clothing. Now, Mary also came with this male doll stand to fit her larger or curvier body type. And as you can see here, like, now you can really see how big the clothing is because how much bunching there is going on around the bodice. But the stand, it does fit her fairly well. It's obviously not too exact. If her body was bigger, it may have fit nicer, but it is a little loose. Now, let's look at Sarah. Now, I do think she is the most basic doll in this collection, but I will say in the movie, she kind of was a very basic and bland character. Like, I feel like she's kind of just one of those, like, stupid blonde kind of moments. And I mean, the film does pull it off very well, but yeah, she's just kind of the most plain in this bundle. She has the normal Monster High body, and she has this long blonde hair with a side part and this really beautiful braid. Now, I don't think machines always do braids very well on dolls, but this braid, it's very clean, it's very slick, it's tied off nicely. So yeah, I think the machine did a very good job at braiding that, since a lot of braids don't turn out very well. But otherwise, she has very purple, shiny makeup. She's got bright blue eyes and then a hot red lip with a little mole. I'm not sure if that's actually supposed to be on her, though. So yes, Sarah is meant to have that little mole, but something I will say is that my Sarah does not have her mole. As you can see on this image, she has a mole here, but it's not on the doll whatsoever, which definitely sucks. I'm not sure why it's not there. Maybe they changed the doll, but I don't think they would have taken that out, so maybe I just got a defective doll. Otherwise, Sarah has the same earrings, and then she also has a gold body piece, chest piece. I don't really know what to call this. Hers is much different. Hers pokes out a lot more. It's meant to be like spider webs with lacing. It's very cute. And her dress, once again, is all one piece. She has these little sleeves that I think are meant to be printed to look like lace, but they are just a full meshy material. And underneath, she has like a pink kind of corseted top. And then underneath, she has this purpley mesh and then a long printed skirt. And for her shoes, she also has the detailed heel. Now, I think this one is meant to be the black flame candle that's resting on a skull, but this other heel, I have been staring at it for a while. I have absolutely no idea what it is. I don't know if it's supposed to be like the thumb or an apple. I'm not sure. I have no idea what it's supposed to be. So if you do, let me know. But she also does have the taller boots, but they do look very similar to Mary's, but she does not come with the socks. And so lastly, let's take a look at Winifred. So for starters, Winifred has orange saran hair. Now it actually is a wide mix of colors, which I actually like because Chucky and Annabelle, they're both gingers, but they both have one color of hair and that's it. But this is definitely more of a realistic ginger color because they have a bunch of different colors in their hair. So I think this fits very nicely. And she has what I call the honey swamp hair, because Honeydew Swamp has this kind of curly hair. She's the only Monster High doll I really associate with this hair, so, you know, make fun of me all you want. But one thing I will say is her hair is actually, like, it's gelled, but it's not gelled a lot. Like, it's definitely meant to keep kind of this two-poof shape, like, that's how it's gelled in. But it's just not gelled everywhere. It's kind of like just up here and just up here where it's gelled. Winifred also has the most facial details. As you can see, she has like a green to purple ombre, shiny eye makeup. And then she has like some really dark olive green eyes that I think are very beautiful. She does have a new face sculpt, which includes a widow's peak. And then obviously her iconic like mouth pose. And I will say there's something up about her face. Like her eyes are too big or her mouth is too small. And I do think her mouth is too small. Like, I understand where they were going with it, but they should have just done this, but bigger. And I think that would have looked a lot better for Winifred. But continuing, she has the same earrings. And then once again, with the gold chest piece. Now, I know a lot of people were saying that this was, like, cheap looking, but I will say I do think it makes the set come together. You know, they look like they're meant to be together when more in the movies they all kind of had their own styles, but this is definitely meant to make them look like a set, and I think it did it really well. Her dress is one piece, but I do think it has the funnest silhouette. Like, as you can see here, she's got pointed shoulders, she has patterning all throughout her dress, and then she has these fun like tulle, I don't know what this fabric is, but sleeves that are kind of slit so you can move and pose her still. And then once again, her patterning continues. Now, I will say, her patterns, they don't, like, I don't know what any of these symbols mean or if they connect to the story in any way. And I'm not sure why there are so many of these, like, pink and purple details. I don't know if it's, like, an homage to something. I'm not quite sure. I haven't seen the movies in a while, but I don't really think this is anything. But the skirt of her dress also comes into that peak moment that kind of matches her hairline. I think it looks really cute. And once again, we have this like see-through purple fabric. And she has the same socks as Mary did. The striped socks that go up to the knee. She is on the curvy body, if you couldn't tell. And I honestly couldn't tell because her clothes look so fitting. They didn't intentionally make her look so much bigger, even though she's on a bigger body. Like, these clothes fit her, unlike Mary, and I don't understand why they made her look like that. Maybe it's just me that's frustrated by that. But anyways, she also has the most unique boots. They're these dark green color with a lot of detail, and they kind of do the elf point, which I really enjoy. She also has the detailed heels. Now, this heel is like an angel person, I'm not really sure. And then on the other side, we have a little gravestone. And the last thing these dolls came with, which might be my favorite thing, is Binks. And I will say, like, if I drop him, I don't know if you could hear that super well, but he sounds so hollow and so cheap, and he feels so insanely cheap. He doesn't have a lot of face details, which I understand he is just a black cat, but maybe they could have added some whiskers or something. I don't know. He feels very cheap, but I love cats so much. But with all that, here is how they look together. Now, what I will say is they definitely put the most effort into Winifred, which makes me want to say that if they did this, they should have just made Winifred and done her more detailed. But also saying that, you couldn't really sell Winifred without her sisters because they are iconically always together. And that's kind of the whole point of the second movie, is that like Winifred actually loves her sisters and doesn't want to live without them. Maybe I missed the point in that movie, but they definitely needed to be in a set together. But I will say, these aren't my favorite dolls. I don't understand why they all needed this chunky body piece. Now, I will say, individually, they all look good with it. I just don't really like them together with it. Same with the earrings. The sculpt is very good, and I do like it. It's just the fact that all three of them have the exact same thing, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of. But I will say, they do look very cohesive together, and they definitely scream Sanderson sisters. So let's go put them on the shelf and see how they look next to all of the other collector dolls. And here's how they look on the shelf. Now I will say, they definitely do go with the rest of my collector dolls. This is my whole collector shelf with Lenore and some others down here. But I do think they definitely fit in, and I do think they look quite amazing. And with that, hopefully that gave you an amazing view on those three dolls, and if they were worth it to me or not. Now, I will say, if you are going out looking for this doll, I would not pay any more than what the retail price was. I think it was like around $300 Canadian. I'm not totally sure, because the Canadian dollar has been fluctuating in America, so I have no idea what the difference was, but I think it was around $300. I would definitely not pay any more than that for those three, though, just because, I don't know, I don't believe in paying scalper prices for any doll, but I will say, I don't think out of any doll that they're worth it. Like, the Creature and Annabelle and Chucky, like, these three right here are some of my absolute favorite dolls, and I would probably pay scalper prices for them if I ever had to. Yeah, I don't think I'd pay scalper prices for these dolls, but they are very beautiful. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully it helped you decide whether you like these dolls or not. Let me know in the comments if you like them more now, like them less now, or if you learned anything you didn't know about these dolls. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazing day. Bye!